Happy Tuesday, everybody, and welcome back to the Golfing Dads, and welcome back to the show, Dave.
Ladies and gentlemen, the prodigal son has returned, here to answer all your pointless questions.
We have our
one time only.
Back.
Yeah, one time only. I'll be back again in July.
We get you once a month now. It's on a need-to-know basis. How is baseball going? Because that's what you've been doing, right?
Baseball's going really good. I'm surprised all my equipment is working.
Oh, that's true. We can't say that for everybody today.
No, but it's good to be back. I keep up with the show. I watch you guys on, YouTube and trying to keep up with it. So, I've missed this. I've missed the commissioner. I know he's probably out there somewhere right now, but there's a lot going on in the world of golf right now.
So that's what
we got to get to.
I want to start with that just to ask you, because Steve and I have talked about this ad nauseum for a few weeks now, and it's not going away, and it's going to be for the next few weeks because of everything that's going on. Right now, I'm going to ask you the question that we've been asking each other back and forth each week. We're going to ask it again tonight. I'm going to go right into Live Golf. If you were an investor right now and you were one of the 18 people, but I'm not asking you, I know you're going to say no, but why are you saying no?
Because there's no proven concept right now behind it, and being married to a financial advisor, you look at the smart move of where your money is going. And right now, from a financial sense, it is not a smart move of money to make an investment in a failing product.
Who's this creepy bearded man looking into a camera that just popped onto the screen?
Yeah, I don't know. I got a new computer and all of a sudden it won't work. I don't even know how a new computer doesn't work.
Look.
I'm just trying to keep up with you two with the beard. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah.
Oh, good luck with that. So, all right. Well,
I apologize to anybody trying to watch us on Instagram tonight. We are not live on Instagram tonight because I'm having computer issues.
Technical difficulties.
But it's not me.
Time to time. Yeah.
Which is a miracle in itself.
Yeah.
We were talking to our guest tonight before you were in here, Steve, and we were talking about how this happens on live entertainment, that sometimes technology just doesn't want to play along, doesn't go with the live schedule. And
I tested this today, literally, and all of a sudden it doesn't want to behave, and I don't know what's going on. And I think I'm just going to, where's Bradley drink? That's all I'm going to do right now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, perfect. Well, I say we get right into our guests tonight. Steve, if you want to do a good introduction for us, and then Dave, we'll get back to the live comment a little bit later on. So thank you.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
Super excited tonight. Dave and I have a friend here in Central Florida. We all played softball together. We've been to concerts together. We've been to Bar Louie together. It's a Bar Louie reference. We haven't been there in a while.
Bar Louie is what you refer to?
Yeah. She'd reached out.
Like it's an iconic place to go.
It is. It's the old Bar Louie too, not the new one. The old one that used to be on Sand Lake.
What is that now? We were there for the PGA show.
It's that .0, isn't it? Somewhere down
there.
No,
I'm saying, what is it now that where Bar Louie used to be? What's that?
Oh, I don't. Where did we go? What was that name?
I forget that.
We went with Goated.
Moving on.
And obviously want to do something great for somebody, and this cause is the reason to do it always. So we're going to invite Stephanie Ruf here, and if I can get my mouse. There we go. Thanks, Greg.
I got it.
Thanks. And Stephanie is the head of Steph's tribe, and we're going to get into
Steph, you're muted.
That's me. I did that. That was me.
Okay.
You're good.
Don't scare me. Don't scare me with technical difficulties.
And Steph, I want to start. You and I talked yesterday, and I kind of want to start with, tell us your story. How do we get to here?
Yeah. So, how do we get to here? I'm a local resident. I've been in Central Florida since 1996. Been a part of the community. I'm a wife. I'm a mother of a 26-year-old that just got married 5 weeks ago, which was really cool, to her high school sweetheart. Over the last few years, I went through some personal things, and which led me into the direction of wanting to open up my own nonprofit. And as of this year, it's our inaugural year, I'm the president of Steph's Tribe Foundation, a local nonprofit. right here in Lake Mary, looking to raise money to help support local cancer patients. Just be able to come alongside of them and help them, if there's a financial need that we can meet, be able to do that and just give them support through it.
So you talk about that, and before we get into the golf tournament, can you kind of share a little story behind Steph's Tribe and why this cause is important to you?
So about 4 years ago, I was personally diagnosed with breast cancer. Just completely took me by surprise. That's nothing you ever really have on your radar. I was, 42, 43 at the time, and received that call saying that I had breast cancer, and started that journey. And I knew that along the way, I wanted to be able to, as I went through it and I was able to come out on the other side of it, that I wanted to be able to help give back to other people, that maybe had different experiences than me, or, didn't have the same type of financial situation that I did, or insurance the way that I did, just things that I saw where there just was a gap, and I wanted to be able to find a way to be able to help and use my story and my journey to help others.
So, Steph, that's amazing. We've all known people that have been affected by cancer, breast cancer, all different types. It's a terrible disease. But can you take us back, and if this is hard for you, I completely understand, to what it was like from when you first found out to how you fought through everything and got you to where you were today?
Yeah, I mean, I think when, I first found out, you receive that diagnosis, and obviously you're nowhere mentally prepared for something like that. So, you're just trying to mentally get in that headspace of what does this mean? Trying to go from that phone call of diagnosis to getting, doctor appointments set up and getting in front of the doctors and not even knowing what it means. You have breast cancer. What does that mean? What stage am I? Am I going to need chemo? Is my hair going to fall out? What, you just don't know. So you spend those, those first, whatever time that looks like, just living in such limbo. And for me, once I was able to talk to the doctors and do research and find out what my path looked like, and what my treatment was going to look like, it was kind of like I have a plan, and when you have that plan, you can put your focus into that. And or at least for me, that's how I deal with things. So I was able to just, mentally, this is the plan, let's do this. And then, as I did get through it, and I say come out on the other side, I mean, you're always, once you've been diagnosed with cancer, there's never like a day where you're like, well, that's behind me. It's kind of always part of who you are. And I just wanted to be able to use the pain, right, and turn it into a purpose, and not let that pain go to waste, and just be able to help others. I think sometimes you feel, when you come across these types of things, or any kind of diagnosis that's heavy like that, sometimes you feel alone, and you even could put yourself in a headspace of just wanting to kind of take yourself away from your people and be secluded. And I think that's more dangerous than the actual disease, being secluded. And you need your people around you. You need your tribe. I call it your tribe. So
that's perfect. I think that's great that you go through this and you realize that you don't go through it alone, and you're even there to help people now with your tribe and the tribe that we're here to help you with. I think that's great for what you're doing moving forward too with this as well.
Thank you.
And you talk about, those personal demons in the headspace. Let's, your outing here is called, Steph's Tribe. How do you figure out who your tribe is, and how did they help you get through, this situation, pulling you, out of those spaces?
Yeah, I mean, I think you find out who your people are when you go through the hard stuff, right? We can sit around and we can laugh and have drinks with probably most people, but when hard stuff happens, you find out, what that support system looks like, and the people that know how to just sit with you and be with you in that pain. And, whatever that looks like, bringing you food, taking care of your kids, bringing you a flower, bringing you candles, taking you to an appointment, sitting with you through the different doctor appointments. I had friends that would rotate, and they're like, and obviously my family and my husband and my daughter and all the people that are part of my tribe, and never letting me have to go through any of that by myself, or listen to a new doctor tell me something new without someone there sitting beside me listening to it too. Because sometimes it just all kind of just starts to run together, the things you're being told.
Yeah, it's a lot of information, and yeah, I don't think any human is ready to hear all of that up front, and it's a scary situation.
Yeah.
So when you're going through all of this and you're going through everything that you've been through, was there a particular moment that you said to yourself that, hey, I want to start this tribe. I want to start doing this. Was there a particular moment that it clicked and you're like, this is how I'm moving forward?
Yeah. So when I first, it was 2022, was diagnosed. And then once I, obviously got through some treatment and things like that, I had a friend introduced me to a local breast cancer event. It's American Cancer Society puts it on. It's called Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. It's a big walk they do down at Lake Eola every year in October. And I got involved with that walk. And when you sign up and you have a team, you name your team. So didn't even think twice about it. I'm like, it's Steph's Tribe. That's my team name. And my daughter surprised me that year with team shirts for everyone that said Steph's Tribe. I had no idea. Came that morning. We all had shirts. There was 50 people, I want to say, on my team that day. We were one of the largest teams that showed up. It just all came together so well. And I continue to be a part of that each year. This year in October will be my 5th year participating in that. But over the years, it just grew. My team started raising even more money. We became last year one of the top 5 teams out of over 400 teams in the amount of money that we raised. And American Cancer Society asked me to be on their board. I was on their board for a year and helping with their local initiative. And one day I just looked at my husband and I said, I want to do this on our own. Like, I want to be able to see exactly, like, here's the money, here's the person, and connect the dots and be able to meet them and have a relationship with them and support them, not only financially, but, on their journey. And it seems like the next reasonable thing, start a nonprofit. So here we are.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
right? Isn't that how it goes?
That's awesome that your daughter got this name and started this with just T-shirts for you right there. And
Yeah,
absolutely.
Look at where it's brought you.
That's right.
And for those of you out there listening, the three of us we understand the size of Lake Eola and, some of the events that go on down there. To put that in perspective of having 400 people there, it would be like groups of 400 people showing up, to do a river walk in like Chicago, to put in perspective of just how large that Lake Eola area is, there in Florida.
I mean, to give you an idea, that event typically, I want to say last year we had over 60,000 attendees come to that event.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
it's like a Run Disney race for
yes.
Yeah.
And a sea of pink. And you're looking out at survivors, thrivers, caregivers, daughters, family members, in memory of people there walking for people they've lost, and it's like an in your face. This is how many people are affected by, just breast cancer, let alone all the cancers, that are out there.
Let me ask you, in looking back, obviously, going through what you've been through, there's a lot of, you get very retrospective and you look back and you look at things. What lesson has breast cancer taught you about life, family, community, and everything?
I think one of the biggest things for me, perspective, obviously that's a huge one, putting things into, looking through things through a different lens. But it really is just that immediate that you're not promised tomorrow. You have no idea. We all have a clock. We don't know what that clock looks like. And not to sound, negative about it or sad, but we don't know how much time we have to do the things we want to do. And I think that I live a little bit differently now. I'm a pretty type A personality and structured, and that hasn't changed. Sorry to my husband. But I definitely don't put off things that I want to do anymore. It's like, if we want to go on a trip or we want to do something, I don't have that mindset of like, we'll get to that or we'll do that in 5 years. I think that's why Steph's Tribe nonprofit started, because we had the idea and I'm like, we're going to do this. Like, I'm not going to let's not sit around and talk about it. Like, let's just do it. We can do this. And, it just re-emphasizes the importance of having family and friends and relationships around you to support you and be there with you, on your journey.
So for anybody out there that's listening, watching, that male, female, that is currently either battling breast cancer themselves or supporting a loved one, who is going, through this difficult time, what message do you want them to hear from you today?
I think just don't go in it alone. I know it's something I keep reiterating, but I just think it's so important to just hang on to the people around you, let people support you, let people help you. A lot of us have a hard time being vulnerable and letting people help us. Especially when something like this happens, it's very difficult to lose control of things and have to say, okay, no, I can't do that, or I do need that help, and just to allow people to help you. And I think it's important too, caregivers, the people taking care of the people that, do have the cancer diagnosis. Being a caregiver is extremely difficult. They're in the middle of not only dealing with their person having this huge diagnosis, but now they're taking care of them and they're having to be emotionally supportive, physically supportive. They're tired. They're not getting to do their own normal life activities because it now revolves around, a schedule of treatment. So I think it's very important just to be mindful and let people help you and reach out and know that, there are things out there and different resources to help you through it. And just keep the hope, keep hope and keep the positivity and just keep moving forward.
That's perfect. I mean, Steph, you talk about that you were helping out, doing all of this with other organizations, and you seized the moment and said, hey, I want to really get involved and take this on myself. And that's a daunting task, like to take on and run a nonprofit by yourself. So kudos to you for taking on this challenge and starting Steph's Tribe.
I do want to point out, it is not by myself. I have an amazing board.
That's true.
Tribe, that tribe is very supportive, and without an amazing board, I tell them every day what they have helped me accomplish in a very, very short amount of time has been amazing. So having the right people around you.
So having those people around you and having Steph's Tribe, what does the Steph's Tribe Foundation do to support breast cancer patients, the caregivers, the community, and in general, the tribe that is out there?
Yeah, so we have a couple initiatives of what our focus is going to be. You will be able to, obviously, a local cancer patient will be able to apply for funds, for lack of a better word. And, we'll be able to, the goal is to meet those financial needs in some way, whether it's help out with a co-payment or, out-of-pocket expenses that they may have, or having to go and stay in hotels, which sometimes is, things that have to be done, or maybe they aren't able to work and they need some income supplement. So obviously there's a lot of financial ways there that we would like to be able to, to help them. I also, it's important to me, again, because of the tribe and because of the community, I want to be able to connect with them so that they can reach out and we can connect on an emotional level too, and have conversations and walk through. My website, the website for Steph's Tribe is growing, but there's going to be things on there such as resources that people have. Because I know when I went through it, there were questions that would come up that I would ask. And to be honest, there wasn't like great information out there. So I have a list that I put together when I went through, I personally chose and went through a bilateral mastectomy. And I put together a list of all the things that I needed or used because ironically, I had a friend going through it 3 weeks. Everything I did, she was about 3 weeks behind me. So I was putting together information to give to her. And I have that list, and I have ended up all 4 years later, shared that list more times than I can possibly tell you, of people reaching out to me and saying, hey, do you still have that list that you had from when you went through this of like things you should have that they need or that they're going to need to have around their house? And I just keep sharing this list, and I'm like, it's unbelievable how many times I've shared a simple list. So just want to have resources. I have some, I have some ideas of other things that I want to get going. So my brain is going. I got some visions, but just trying to see, meet people where we can help them and meet a need, meet a physical need,
So speaking of visions, let's talk golf.
Let's talk golf.
What exactly is the
Is this a golf podcast?
Yeah. We'll get into that at some point.
Okay.
Yes. Hey,
Don't
we're
ask
about
me
telling
about
stories. Hey, this we're all about telling stories, and this is your story, and we want to tell it. But let's talk about Par for a Purpose, the golf fundraiser here. What exactly is it, and what are you doing?
Yeah, so it is our inaugural year. It's our first golf tournament event. We are going to host a golf tournament on September 4th. It is at Mayfair, our local golf club here in our same community, which I love that idea because it's local. We're here. We know a lot of the people that go there. My husband plays there weekly. It just makes sense because I want the whole idea of Steph's Tribe is to be local. So it made sense to pick that golf course, and they've been so good to us with getting the logistics and how we're going to handle it. And we're going to go out and have a fun day, and we got lots of fun ideas of different events on each holes, and just want to bring a bunch of people together, have fun, and raise money and help people.
Steph, really quick, we call him the commissioner here. He's come up with the drinking rules for our podcast. Bradley Schubert is actually the president of the Midwestern Amputee Golf Association.
Okay.
Out of Chicago, and he said that he wants to connect with you if you've got any cancer survivors that with limb amputations, especially those individuals that want to play golf. I will, once we are done here, I will put you guys in an email group.
Okay.
And awesome. email put you guys and connect you guys. So
great.
Just so that you're aware of that. So
awesome. Thank you.
Brad's good people. We'll keep him around. He's good people.
And also, so everyone knows, we got your website scrolling across the bottom here, so if people know where to find you as well. So we are the golfing dads here, and Dave got right into it with your fundraiser there. Why was golf the avenue you chose as the place for this fundraiser? We know why golf is amazing, but why did you choose golf as your first fundraiser here?
So ironically, I actually worked at a golf course for a long time, about 8 years. I started at a local golf club here. And if you're from here, Stony Brook Golf Club, if you know that one.
We know.
We know
the Stony Brook Golf Course really well.
So I was back when the trailer was there, and we didn't even have a clubhouse. And started there, and then ended up going over to West for a little bit, helping them open, stayed there for 7 or 8 years. So I've been around golf a lot in my life. I've tried to play, I've taken lessons. It is not my thing, But I am around a lot. My husband plays golf. He's an avid golfer, loves golf. I've been involved in a lot of golf tournaments. I've helped actually with the logistics and planning of golf tournaments. So has my husband. So when we were talking about it, it literally wasn't even a question. We both looked at each other and were like, golf tournament. Okay. So it just was a no-brainer for us. Made sense. And I love even though I don't play golf, I love the idea of golf. I love golf courses. I love being there. I love the tournaments I've participated in. So just made sense.
Nice.
That's right. I can't play golf either, and they still keep me around.
He is the only one on here that has a hole-in-one, by the way.
That is true.
Steph, personally, what does this event mean to you?
Honestly, I'm still like taking it all in. It's been such a wild roller coaster, like to see this vision come to life, and it's escalated so quickly. It's kind of not, I think it's not totally real yet to me. And I get emotional thinking about it because I'm just so excited. I'm so excited for, bringing people together on such an important cause, and just being able to meet people and get out there and, try and make a small, tiny little difference in somebody's world. I don't know, just super cool. Super cool. Makes me emotional.
So speaking of meeting people and growing the tribe out there, how do golfers, businesses, community members, how do they get involved in being part of Stephanie's tribe and part of this event?
Yeah, so you can go on to the website that is scrolling, tribefoundation.org. There is a register now button. So you can register for our golf tournament. On there, you'll see foursomes, sponsorship opportunities. We're going to do whole sponsors. We're also going to do in memory or in honor of signs. So if there's someone you would like to lift up in honor, we're going to have pictures and names, and those are going to be spread out all over the golf course to honor the tribe's people. You can get involved in that way. We're going to have a volunteer form. If you don't golf and you just want to come and volunteer like me, there'll be plenty of opportunities to volunteer and participate and be a part of the day. So we'll have lots of ways to do that. So
that's awesome.
So if somebody doesn't play golf, can they get involved too?
Absolutely. We're going to put them to work as long as they want to come work. No, I mean, it will be a little work, but yeah, we're going to have lots of opportunity for people to be a part of that day. Like I said, I have a vision of some fun things on each of the holes. So I would love to have volunteers represented on each of the holes and there to interact and also, hand out water, things like that, just be there to talk. And so there'll be plenty of opportunity whether you golf or not. So we'd love the support of anyone that wants to be involved.
I heard Steve makes a great cart girl.
Okay.
I mean,
where did you hear that from?
Come on out.
I was actually trying to figure out how we could do something social media wise on a whole. That's literally what I'm sitting here racking my brain about and trying to do something fun. So maybe we can play for a hole or something like that. Well, I'm going to come up with something. So I kind of want to play though. I kind of want to play with John, Lorraine's.
Okay. I was going to ask you, I was like, you should come.
I kind of want to play. I got to look at my work schedule and see what's going on and see if I can convince my boss to maybe we put a team together for work, but I kind of want to play with Lorraine's. John, so we'll keep that we'll figure that one out. So
yeah,
I'm a little busy that week or I'd fly down.
Oh.
So speaking of that week,
next time
for the people that are watching right now, when is the tournament and when is everything happening?
The tournament is Friday, September 4th. It is 9:00, I believe, is the start time. Obviously, registration will start earlier, and it is at Mayfair in Lake Mary, off of Country Club Road. And again, all of that information.
It's a Donald Ross course.
It's a Donald Ross course, which is obviously impressive. So, always a good time to play one of those. So,
yes, they just recently updated their clubhouse and did a bunch of remodeling. So it's looking good, coming along.
You talked about the Stony Brook working the trailer there. I remember going to Mayfair one time because it was a Donald Ross course, and they needed a lot of work done on it, and they have brought that course back up to great shape again, which is really nice.
Yeah, we're excited. Very excited for it.
Well, so Steph, thank you for joining us tonight. Steph'sTribeFoundation.org. We appreciate it. This has been great chat, and I have a funny feeling we will see each other September 4th.
Yes. Oh, I would love it. Oh my gosh. Yes, please. Thank you so much. Thank you to each of you. It's been an honor to be on. I'm just so excited. And
thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us today. It's really it's great to chat with you, and we look forward to this. And anybody out there looking for a great cause, this is it right here.
And Stephanie, thank you for everything you do for the community. Also, congratulations to your daughter and now son-in-law.
Yes, so exciting. That was so exciting.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Steph. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I mean, wow. Just if you are looking to give back to a community, be part of a tribe there, make sure you are going to Steph's Tribe Foundation.org to give anything you can. If you know anyone that's been affected by this, it's devastating. It's like Steph said, it is tough to go through this, but it's the community that helps you get through this and the people that are there for you. So please, anything you can do. And if you want to just go have fun and play golf and help support a good cause, open your calendar on September 4th.
Speaking of communities, is Live Golf still a community?
You know what? I kind of want to go down the other stuff first, because I feel like the other stuff is way quicker to get through, and then we can dive into this hot mess fiasco.
All right. So what do you want to go down first then, Steve?
Let's do the easy thing. JT Poston winning at Memorial.
For him, it looked like it was easy till it went to a playoff at the end again. Another exciting week that we have where it's kind of coming down to the wire again.
Yeah. I tell you what, some of those guys at Memorial, like the interview with Tommy Fleetwood, it's just like they thought it was ridiculous with the weather and everything, but that is just a hard course to go out there and play and post low scores. And sometimes that's the way the game of golf goes, and that's what makes it fun.
Dave, the best stat that I saw, this was the 50th anniversary of the Memorial Tournament. You know how many years out of 50 have been affected by the rain and weather?
47.
Exactly. 47 years. So
I didn't even know that stat. That's just off the top of my head.
But you think about it, like when they complain about the weather, you're complaining about things that like they can't control. It's a tough course anyway. If you've ever played Memorial, it is a difficult course out there in Ohio. And Jack made it that way. It's Jack's course. This is the Bay Hill of the Midwest, I guess you call that.
Oh, that's it. That's a good way to look at it.
I mean, you look at this and this is what I expected a course like this. We came from in Texas where we had Birdie Fest, 3 weeks ago, where it was 30 under
30
par.
under, yeah.
And this is what I expect a signature event to be, is around this, I'd probably say 5 to 12 range under par after 4 days. So I like seeing this. I like seeing this action out there. And people are going to struggle some weeks. I mean, I played in my golf league last night, and I didn't play that well. I didn't play terribly, but it happens. And then other weeks I play great. I don't blame the course for that.
I give
no, you blame your caddy.
I give JT Poston a ton of credit. Dude had to play 33 holes on Sunday to win. Getting in at second place or higher got him into the U.S. Open. So win or lose, he wouldn't have had to go to the longest day in golf. But he was literally looking at playing 31 to plus holes on Sunday, possibly playing another 36 on Monday to try and get into the U.S. Open. Obviously, it worked in his favor. He won. I do want to give a quick shout out from the Corn Ferry Tour, Ben Knowles. Ben won the BMW event in Greenville and then went today to the longest day in golf. Literally left after his presser, got on a plane out of Charlotte, made it up to Maryland and qualified today or yesterday on the longest day in golf to get into the U.S. Open. So good for Ben Knowles as well. Really quick, when the conditions are tough, you're going to have to lay up, which means you're going to have to be hitting a lot of wedges. And that means precision around the green is key, and your wedges should provide you max comfort, control, and predictability. With metal injection molding and progressive spin control, Cobra's King wedges do all of that and more. Ready to face any lie. Learn more about Cobra's King wedges at cobragolf.com.
So,
all right.
The longest day in golf, how do you, especially weather and travel conditions and people getting sick on a flight from Mexico? And
was that the flight that 6 players missed in South Florida?
Eight of the 9 players on that flight missed their tee time.
And the 9th guy had to use his buddy's clubs
because he had a 10 o'clock. And so he made it as they were teeing off. It's travel. It happens. I've seen some of the comments out there that they should have made accommodations.
This happens every year. How do we fix this problem? Like,
what's the problem? Like,
it's always somebody coming from the PGA Tour Americas tour runs into a problem leaving Central or South America, trying to get back here to qualify for the U.S. Open on that Monday, and there's always a travel problem. Always.
So that's where they need to look at this.
Yes.
For the qualifying for the U.S. Open is maybe what you do is you have those events helping part of the qualifying that's there so that they don't have to travel that far for this.
And on Saturday, it's not like it's a TV thing. And on Saturday.
You shift the event a day earlier and Saturday and give them a day to travel for that. It is tough. And the longest day in golf is a tradition that's out there, and it is grueling. It is what it is called, the longest day in golf. It's what you expect out there, but the purpose of it is to get you into one of the greatest majors out there in the U.S. Open. So I think more
play better golf. Win.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Only so many people can qualify, so winning and only certain things get you in there. So more people have to go through the longest day of golf than don't.
Correct.
To be honest with you.
Yeah.
So I think they need to figure something out with scheduling for this, but right now it is what it is.
By the way, there's a really good chance at the U.S. Open, and we can cover this next week, that there will be a Woods carrying a golf bag.
Is he going to carry at the Open?
Miles Russell has said that there's a good chance because he really enjoyed having Charlie on the bag with him. So I'm just saying so you're saying there's a chance.
Could be interesting.
Could be interesting.
There's no odds on that yet. I already looked.
You know what else is interesting? Dial in your game with Bridgestone Tour B featuring Mindset. The visual cues help you focus, commit, and roll up pure. Same tour level performance, now with a smarter way to lock in. Find your fit and play the Tour B at bridgestonegolf.com. Go get your Velo Surge.
Oh, game changer.
Game changer. These next 2 topics are going to be quick. Sports Illustrated got rid of its entire golf department, including Bob Herrick.
So I'm going to say the quiet part out loud. I'm using your line, Steve. Sports Illustrated is still a thing.
Print media. Let's be real.
Well, I love Sports Illustrated as a kid.
Yep.
I used to love getting it.
Awesome.
Reading all the sports stuff. It's a great thing. But now I feel the online version never kicked off for them. I feel that they were then buried in like another news outlet's website as their sports media, and I feel that they have gotten kind of a raw deal of trying to stay alive, and that's why I said what I said, because I've always loved Sports Illustrated.
Did they just become a swimsuit magazine then?
Well, that's what I was going to say next. Is I feel that's the only thing actually keeping them viable is that swimsuit issue. And
wow, Dave, hot take.
But it's not really a hot take because
not really a hot take.
But it is.
That was their biggest thing, and it's the only thing I think keeping them viable out there, because from time to time I'll read different news outlets and get different feeds sent to me on different channels, and once in a while it'll be via Sports Illustrated.
Yep. But
it's very far and few in between.
Yeah.
Next take. this will be the last year of the Rocket mortgage. Rocket is pulling out, and they will not be renewing. They will not put another event there in that spot in Detroit. Good, bad, or indifferent.
Slim Shady Cup.
Then what golf tournament I done a reference for Tony Finau and Ricky Fowler to win then?
Here's the thing. When the PGA Tour was talking about big cities as being hosts for these events, Detroit is a bigger city that hosts an event every single year. And like we've talked about, they cannot get the fans there. That's why Rocket Mortgage is backing out.
Rocket Mortgage is backing out because they don't want to pay $30 million for sponsorship. And the next question that I have for that is the PGA Tour going to have a problem on their hands in trying to get $30 million sponsorships up from $15 million?
Yes.
I don't know that that's the big. I think the problem is because if it's an event that's not getting the attendance, why are you investing into it? It's the same thing. Segue time that Liv is having a problem with right now and getting investors is you need a return on investment. So if I'm investing $30 million, I want it to be a successful event.
Yeah.
Because it's about
that would also mean it would become a tier 1 event if you were going to put $30 million in it, which means are you going to get the likes of Scotty Scheffler and Rory to show up because it's a tier 1 event?
There comes a certain time as a fan as well too, which is why for NFL football, I strictly just watch it at home because the coverage is better and my beer is cheaper. Does it become a point where you price out the fan going to, these tier 1 or tier 2 events? Going to John Deere is drastically cheaper than going to Shinnecock.
They've asked John Deere, Dave, to move to Chicago.
Yeah, but where do you draw the line to keep your fan engagement there and letting a father, a son, a family of 3 or 4 people go to these events as an outlet to grow the game, or are you at the almighty dollar and less people, more money?
Well, I will tell you this. We don't have to look very far. We can call our good friend Lee and ask him about what they did at Harbortown this year, and that they gave veterans a 20% discount, not free tickets.
Yeah.
Active duty and veterans only got 20% discount on tickets at the RBC Heritage. Bay Hill, they were free. I do know that. They still gave away the tickets at Bay Hill for active duty and veterans. But as the tour moves their focus to a for-profit entity and are no longer a nonprofit entity, do we see that change?
And it becomes, I'm just going to sit at home and watch coverage on TV. I hate to say it, but there comes a financial, thing out there that it just doesn't become worth it.
Eric, every event has free kids under 15 with a paid adult. I hope they don't get rid of that, because if they get rid of that, it's a bad idea. I think that you're going to see. I still don't like the idea that we get rid of free tickets for the military. That to me is another one that, with what the military, especially in a city like Harbortown, where you have Parris Island not very far away in the Marine Corps base there, I just think that it's a bad look. You have Jacksonville, which is a huge Navy base in Jacksonville. You have
Army base in Savannah.
Army base in Savannah.
It's a big military area around.
So I think that there's the tour needs to take a long, hard look at that, because I still think those are important to get those people out there.
I think you really do have to look at it. I think we don't know why the decisions were made for the reasons that they were made out there. And it is a shame that they would take that away. But sometimes these changes are made for different reasons and you don't know why. But to Dave's point too, you don't want to sacrifice the fans that are out there. The dads, we are the golfing dads. We take our kids to these events. I mean, I went to the Heritage this year and I go to it a lot, and it's a great event to take my son to. And I go with my dad. And it's a generational thing that people go to these things and these events. So I think keeping that community, like we talked about with Stephanie, that tribe, that community, that's big in these events. And I look at Detroit and I look at the Rocket Mortgage, and I don't know that they have that community because it's not getting the fans that are there, and then making a sponsor pay that much for that event. Raising the sponsor price and getting the sponsor out there is not going to draw fans into the event. It's the event itself and where it is. So you have to look at that location. Is that a golf community out there in Detroit that's going to come out to those events?
You know what else you need to do, especially with kids? Get your young golfer started right with Upswing Golf. And they're a full lineup of kids clubs designed for proper fit, real performance, and serious fun. Upswing Golf, grow like a pro.
My son was upset that he's going to Top Golf tomorrow for a school or a summer camp field trip. And he asked his teacher, he goes, "Can I bring my clubs?" And he's not allowed to bring his Upswing clubs tomorrow. And he was very disappointed that he could not bring his Upswing clubs.
He needs
I also don't trust a 5-year-old going on a field trip bringing his own clubs to Top Golf.
That's true. Yeah, Will's got golf lessons tomorrow morning, and he gets to stick around afterwards and play a couple holes with some of his friends while I work.
Dave, I'm going to ask this question really quick before we get into the hot topic of the day.
Is Will better golfer than me?
When's Will beating you?
It won't be long.
Okay, good. It's a valid question tonight. I didn't let you real.
Let's dive right into this, and this is a topic that we really need to focus in on. And if you're on the golf course, you need to focus in on that pin. Make sure you're using Nikon rangefinders out there with their OLED technology. Lock in on the target with that stabilization. The official rangefinder of the LPGA Tour and of the Golfing Dads. All right, Live Golf. This has been a thorn in the side of the golf community for years. Now is at a breaking point in their history. Steve, you and I talked today, and you talked about this could be one of the greatest 30 for 30s that come in the future from ESPN. And
this is like Jordan rode the bus. This is like the OJ one they did. This is like 4 days in October. The greatest.
This could be ever. a full season of Full Swing. Just talking about the downfall of Live. And one of the biggest things today, and I'm going to start with this one, was Scott O'Neill, the CEO, was it MSNBC? CNBC. Yep. And he was talking about they were talking about what the future is like, and the question was asked to him, will you finish out the season at the next 4 events that
Can you guarantee the next 4 remaining events will take place this season?
And the answer was completely avoided, and was said,
"I can
guarantee that if you invest." He was trying to fundraise and get money. He was trying to do what he needs to do, but he didn't answer the question. Which, at that point, I think you need to answer that question.
I think it does more harm than good, because because again, people that are way smarter than any of us that have dollars and cents to invest on things like this are sitting watching him talk today. And he has what I've read online is 18 meetings this week. He had 4 last week with NDAs that were involved.
Yes,
it's 18 you're going to tell me that you're going to get the question, a softball question at that. Like, it's a softball question. Are all 4 of your remaining events going to be played? Which there has been an article about, which was a very valid question that Alan Shipnuck wrote. Front Office Sports, and I will give Front Office Sports a ton of credit for this. They broke this today. Front Office Sports said, and hold on, where's that post? Because I sent it to you guys today. Every remaining tournament is on the fence as the league now takes a 47-day break. And this came from a partner of Live Golf because of money.
So let me ask you this, Steve. If I'm out there and this question is asked, and I'm one of those 18 people that has a meeting with O'Neill to talk about this, and you look at this and say, okay, you were asked, as you put it, a softball question that is, are you going to be able to finish out these last 4 events?
Right.
And you avoid it. Now, we're not huge media outlets. We don't dive into this stuff as deep as we possibly could.
Yep.
But the first thing that goes through everyone's mind is, if you don't want to answer that question, there's a good possibility that we're going to assume that you're not going to finish out this season. So
I have heard
how would
there's
you
one
take that as an
tournament
investor?
left that is guaranteed to happen of the 4 remaining. And that one tournament is Trump Bedminster. And
So
the
you even
only
think-
reason
and that's the
that
second
one
of
is
the 4.
guaranteed to happen is that Trump gave them a severe discount, if not comp the golf course for them. So they're not having to pay for the golf course and the setup. And everybody for that event has been paid. So there was
Fun fact
there's
about
some
that
things
course,
that have
it's the old
happened
DeLorean
because
range.
whether you like Trump or not, and I'm not trying to say this on Trump to be political, so understand that I'm not trying to be political in what I'm about to say. There were some things that happened, and Trump has given them discounts on his golf courses before, and then they turned around and Trump played in the Pro-Am, and they charged him full price to play in the Pro-Am, and he got mad. Let's be real. If you're going to comp your golf course or give you a very severe discount for them to use your facility, whether you like Trump or not, it's not a Trump thing. It's a golf course operator and golf course owner thing. They should be comped to play in the Pro-Am. I'm just saying.
So 2 things there. One, first of all, at the time that Trump was doing this, he was pissed at the PGA because they were taking away courses that they weren't playing his, and he wants to be in a major. But neither here nor there. But also, if I'm looking at that too, back to my original question here, as an investor, if it should be comped like that, you're charging people there. That seems like it's a money grab. Like, you need money. And at that point,
there's that too. Again, I don't think if you're going to get lobbed a softball question, you kind of have to know that question is going to get asked. Like, let's be real. You have to assume that they're going to ask that question, right? Because the reports are out there, and your media person should have probably prepped you very well for that question to be asked. Okay.
So, Dave, I'm going to ask you from a financial standpoint.
They still have a media person?
They still have a everything.
Person?
They haven't gotten rid of anybody yet. That's the only thing they've gotten rid of is New Orleans. So you've already seen that, and you've been told a story about why that happens, and I take that as a bunch of BS on why that happened. I think it has to do with funding and everything like that.
Yep.
But Dave, from a financial standpoint, if you were an investor, because Steve and I have gone down this road for the past 2 weeks, and I was asking you this earlier in the show, what do you need to see from them to say, okay, I will invest? Like, what would they need to tell you that would say, okay, I'm willing to take this risk?
There's got to be some transparency and some, opening up of some books, here or there, to know that my 30, 50, $100 million investment is going towards the present and the future, and not things in the past that have, bad debt, this, that, and the other. I need to know my investment is moving Live Golf forward and not trying to make up for things that have already come by the wayside. My investment needs to move this forward, not pay off what you have to pay off in order to close the doors and walk away. So
I'm going to ask you this question, because I was bringing this up to Steve as an idea earlier. If I'm Liv and I'm coming to you as an investor, and I come to you and say, which I think this could be a smart idea, Liv has had this, we're golf but louder, we're fighting the PGA Tour. They have all this kind of negative press around them when Norman was there, and everything that has kind of made you either love or hate Liv. Like, there's not a in between here.
There's no in between.
And it's been divisive of the golf community. If I'm an investor and I come to you and I say, okay, I want to invest, but I want to have some say in this. And the one thing that I think you need to do is rebrand. Would that be something that, if I said, hey, I need to rebrand, if you're Liv, do you think you take that, or do you want to keep this brand that you have because you think it's something when it's more divisive than anything else?
I think Liv fights back on that because they're still trying to be what they are and not go past that, in my honest, humble opinion there. I don't think they listen to that. I think this is our way, and we want you to invest in the way that we're doing things.
I think that's going to be their downfall if that's the case.
Yeah.
Greg, let me ask you this. Part of the reason the PGA Tour negotiations broke down, from what has been reported, was that Yasser walked in and felt that their valuation of their product was $2 to $3 billion. And the PGA Tour and Jay Monahan looked at Yasser and said, "We don't see you anything more than $500 million, $500 million."
Which I still think is an over-evaluation.
I would agree with you on that, but I feel like all companies are over-evaluated on that
true.
when it comes to valuations. Liv has been in a position where they have said it's going to be 5 to 10 years before they can turn a profit, to now saying, "Hey, give us $250,000 and we can turn a profit with 10 events."
350 is actually the number now.
Oh, they've raised that? Okay.
They've raised it. It's 350 now, but
so
carry the 1 minus the 4.
Yeah, exactly. Carry the 12. Like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
Do you think that you can go in the span of 6 months from we're not going to be profitable for 5 to 10 years to, hey, give us $350 million. We're going to do 10 events, 5 of which are going to be majors, which is a stretch to call anything that they do a major. And then we're going to have 5 team events around the globe. Do you think that puts them in a marketable spot to turn a profit in 2027? And then here's the other question. What do you do in 2028?
If they can turn a profit in that, they need to go and teach financial awareness classes.
That's true, at Harvard. But I don't think that they have a plan. I think they said their plan is, we need money, give us money. I think they want to keep everything the same, and I think their stubbornness behind that is what's going to hurt them. I think they need to look at this because they took all this money and they used all that money to buy players to come over here. We talked about that for years. Everyone knows that's what it was. So you tried to buy these players over here to make this successful. It was a risk-reward thing. It did not pay off. So now I think you're not going to keep those players. I think you're going to have to get those players. They're going to go back to the PGA Tour, find something else to do. You might keep Bryson and Phil and the people that are not going to be able to go back to the PGA Tour for the reasons we've talked about on this show. So you really have to look at, what can we do that can be sustainable, that can help us grow? I think they need to start small. That's why I go with the rebranding. They need to figure out their format. I think they're jumping to too many conclusions and just throwing too much out there about 5 majors, doing this. Like, 5 majors out of, you've had no majors. Now you want to make these things majors. And first of all, how do you declare something as a major? And
I mean, the Cowboys made themselves America's team without anybody else.
I'm not going there with
Major.
That's my point. They're just throwing
I
all
teed
this
you
out
up, but you
there.
teed me up to tee you up for that one.
I did. They're just throwing stuff out there and seeing what sticks instead of saying, here's an actual plan. Here's how we're going to grow from this year to this year, and then grow from this year to this year, because that's what they need to do. They need to start this from the ground up and build it. They need to forget what they have done. That's why I go back to my rebranding strategy, is you need to forget what you have done and say, this is the future. This is what Liv's future is. And I think if I was to see that and see that, okay, here's the future, here's the plan, this is how we're going to grow over these 5 years, this is where your money's going to go, this $350 million. But the problem is they need this in the next 3 months. And
all right,
at the same time, they're trying to run this out.
We're up against it. Yes or no only. And then we're out. In 2027, will John Rahm play a live event?
No.
The better question is, will he play one in 2026?
Oh, wow. Hot take. All right. See y'all next week.
Cheers.
We got the
All right, guys.